All right. Happy Monday, everyone. Let's get straight into it. It is a beautiful, beautiful Monday. Hopefully, TradingView works. That's always a bonus. All right. Perfect respect of demand. Perfect respect of demand. We have continued our bullish uptrend. I'm going to get rid of this because I don't really need it. But yeah, we're still bullish, so there's honestly nothing really for me to do for gold. Like, I could look at this potentially. It would obviously be very, very counter context, but it is a range in the making. I'll have this chart to see what happens, but just understand that this is a very counter context move because we're bullish and we've continued to be bullish and we've continued to uptrend and respect the demand below us. So yeah, I expect us to do something like maybe deviate it, but then continue going higher. So yeah, not a whole lot to do for gold just yet. Still kind of just monitoring POIs. Would this be a valid POI? It looks like it could be one, but let's double check. Okay, that is a no. So this is not a valid demand POI. Yeah, not a whole lot to do for gold. Let's just be patient and focus on the higher time frame moves at play. Silver has ever so slightly mitigated this demand, but it can still be mitigated a lot better. But similar to gold, we're still quite bullish. I will draw a range should we get a distribution here. Should we? Other than that, there's not a whole lot to do. But yeah, for silver at the moment, not a whole lot that I'm interested in. Let's just be patient and see how price develops over the course of the next day or so. And that is as much info as I can give all of you. Preferably we come down lower and we form an accumulation in line with this demand POI, and then we can obviously long that up for the continuation of our market maker model. Yeah, that's it. Let's have a look at oil. Well, we've ran through whatever supply was here. Still bearish. Still bearish. Only thing that I'll look for is maybe a distribution model here. Should we get it? It's kind of just outside of this supply POI, but we've kind of already mitigated this supply, so it's not a necessity that we mitigate this as well, but it is something to be aware of, that there is still a bit of unmitigated supply above, so we could even do something like this, and then that's our new range. Boom. So yeah, let's just obviously trade the confirmations as we always do, and not really cling on to one certain move or another. But yeah, at the moment for oil, that is all I can really do as well. Yeah, obviously it's Monday, so we don't always catch moves first thing on a Monday. Sometimes we do, but not always. Asia high and low has been great. Let me look at the Asia session for the others as well. Well, Asia low is range low, but I doubt we're going to get a confirmation today. So this Asia low is probably going to be useless to us. And then the Asia low here are probably the same, yeah. Okay, GBP JPY is trending higher locally. Have we broken too bullish on the hourly? No, we have not, by the looks of it. Well, we haven't broken too bullish, but we're definitely leaving demand behind, that's for sure. That's been mitigated ever so slightly. And yeah, this is a valid overlapping structural demand, so we could look for retracements in here. Definitely. Yeah, there's not a whole lot at the moment going on in GBP JPY just yet. Like, we're bearish, but we have created demand in the process, and there is still supply above. So kind of in this little limbo area, if you will, if you want to call it that. But yeah, let's see how we go. AUD CAD. Technically, that's our confirmations. Obviously, this was a poor range and not something I would have taken just because of how aggressive this move down was. And it was also created in after hours, so terrible price action there. We are still bearish on the hourly. I wouldn't go as far as looking at this as a potential range, just saying. Because we're still bearish on the hourly, you got to remember that. And the bullish, the 4 hour is still bullish. The bullish is still 4 hourly. The 4 hourly is still bullish for now. But we could maybe catch a local scalp here. With tap 1. Tap 2 here. And we could look for a potential third tap POI, but so far the return to zones are really, really clean. I will look at this as extreme liquidity. Yeah, very valid extreme liquidity this. No real supply. Yeah, no real extreme supply. So this is going to be my POI for extreme liquidity. Should we sweep it? If we don't, then obviously that's no trade, but I will allow this to trade. That bomb. Yes, we're in a confirmed model, but I'm willing to take my chance given the hourly is still bearish. We'll see. We'll see how clean the confirmations are. But yeah, that is it for AUD CAD. Let's move on to GBP USD. I think this demand was... Okay, no, it wasn't. We have unmitigated demand. Yeah, so this model is still at play. Still a counter context locally, but as I've said, I do want us to go lower. Ideally, we catch some sort of accumulation in here. And we get a little accumulation to distribution schematic. That would be nice. Yeah, and we get something like this. Boom. Boom. Only time will tell, but let's see what happens for GBP USD. We'll move on to AUD USD. Still bullish here. We haven't really left behind demand because, as you can see, it's kind of all been mitigated. We are still bearish on the daily for now. Yeah, daily high is a while away. I still want to put focus on this supply POI here. I don't want to risk any trades beforehand, to be completely honest. And we're also pretty much failing this supply POI here, so we've disrespected this entirely. Therefore, I do think we're going to continue going higher. But yeah, for AUD USD at the moment, there's just not a whole lot to do. Yeah, we'll let price play out itself. USD CHF. Yeah, still bearish. Still bearish on everything except for the daily. Daily is still bullish, but it's approaching a bearish POI on the daily. So we can still look for shorts here. Plan being, I would still be looking for shorts, but there's just nothing really as of yet that's of interest to me. We've got some very minute supply above us. Yeah, that is it. Is there demand there? All right. Yeah, just not a whole lot to do for USD CHF. Plan is still look for bearish distributions, but nothing is forming as of yet, so we will continue to look through our charts. Got a nice demand mitigation there. Yeah, this is distribution central, realistically. Yeah, still bearish, very much so. The one thing I didn't do, which I should have done, was mark the weekly open, so we're going to go back and do that now. There is the weekly open for today. Beautiful target this is. All right. Weekly open here has been grabbed. 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 Weekly open here has been grabbed as well. Weekly open on gold has been grabbed. Weekly open on silver has been grabbed. That looks like the weekly open on oil to me, and that is a decent weekly open. Should we get the distribution, this will obviously be a great target for it. And that is the weekly open for Euro NZD, which we've discussed. We are still bearish. We're leaving a little bit of liquidity above. Could this be a local accumulation model? It could be, but I don't like the aggressiveness of price moving down. Yeah. And it's also way too low of a time frame. Yeah. Yeah, 3 hours definitely too low for me to trade. Yeah, not a whole lot for Euro NZD at the moment, so we will keep moving forward. We're about to make our first deviation of this distribution for USD JPY, so far plan here, nothing has changed. I think the weekly open here has been taken out. Yep, it has. That has. Yeah, just so far so good. Everything going to plan here for USD JPY, so let's be patient there. Well, this was that open that we got, which I spoke about on Euro USD, but we are very much so bullish. Yeah, like we're still bullish. We're leaving buy side liquidity above as well, so I do think we're going to go higher. Could potentially look at this as a range. Although same thing, we're leaving some nice sell side below. And we're getting pretty close to Asia high as well. If we do sweep Asia high before making a third tap, then obviously I'm no longer interested in this. But from a third tap POI on this range, this would be, and it's been mitigated as well. Well, yeah, that would be third tap POI, and then this would be third tap POI from, yeah, it has to be. This is my extreme liquidity POI. Which I would want to get swept before we can trade this. And there's some very small demand, but clean demand below us. Yeah, that is all I can really do for Euro USD for now. And as I said, we're leaving behind some nice sell sides, so expect that to get taken out. And then, yeah, from a context perspective, nothing has changed. NZD CAD. We're still bearish. Still bearish on the 4. Still bearish on the daily. Yeah. We could be potentially getting a little distribution here. Asia low is a range low, which is not bad. Yeah, let's see what happens here. I don't mind what I'm seeing so far. The weekly open is also the range high, which will most likely get taken out. So I do actually fancy a distribution here. Let's just see what happens. There is some demand which I would like to get mitigated. We'll move NZD CAD to the top 4 now. Yeah, let me look at all these opens. All right, USD CAD. What are we saying? Very bearish here. When did I delete this? Well, it has been deleted, so we're going to have to copy and paste it across by the looks of it. Weekly is bullish. Daily is still bullish. I have a feeling the 4 hour might be bearish on this one. Yes. Very much so. Bearish on the 4 and then probably bearish on the 1 as well. That is fine. Yeah, not a whole lot to do here. I'm just expecting price to go towards this daily low. If we can catch any distributions in the meantime, we'll do it, but not too promising at the moment. Yeah, that's USD CAD, GBP AUD. Yeah, still bearish, very much so, but we are bullish on the 4 hour. This could be a potential accumulation model. Well, I have a feeling time displacement wise might be invalid now. 8 hours 15 minutes from tab 1 to 2. $41.40 bars. 37. Yeah. Given this, I would still potentially look at this as a new range, especially that there's wickless candles here, which could be our weekly open, I believe. Yeah, weekly open. Asia high has been grabbed, FYI. So yeah, let's see how we come down into this weekly open. And there's no real other clear or clean demand POIs below us. Yeah, let's just focus on this range and see what happens. The supply here has been mitigated, so no real valid supply either. This has been mitigated as well. Yeah, let's just focus on this range and see what happens. Euro GBP. We are still very much so bearish. That's our weekly open. Given we are still bullish on the hourly, on the 4 hour, sorry. I don't mind looking at a potential accumulation from the weekly open. Like the return to zone coming in is quite nice. So I will set an alert for this range. We'll see if we can get any confirmations. Little accumulation scalp, I don't mind that. Yeah, don't mind that at all. GBP NZD. Yeah, still bullish on the hour, still bearish on the 4. Is that true? Yes. And we are bullish on the daily. We've pushed through this supply POI. Although no real price action for me to be interested in just yet. So I'm kind of going to leave that as is. Yeah, not a whole lot to work off GBP NZD just yet. Let's get better price developments in here. AUD CHF. And that was not a deviation, was it? No. Yeah, AUD CHF as well. Nothing really that's of interest to me. Yeah, just not really. We'll let price further develop here. That's really all I can do for now. Expect higher. Let's see if we can get a mitigation off this demand. Otherwise, yeah, there's just nothing to draw around from just yet. So yeah, that's it for today, guys. Did I chart the weekly open? Yeah, I think it happened somewhere in here. Yep, that has been grabbed. That's been grabbed as well. Yeah, so Euro GBP potentially. In commodities, potential very counter context gold distribution and a very counter context silver distribution, alongside a semi pro context oil short on the very low time frame, but needs a bit more time. And then also Asia low has already been taken, so that's also something to note of. But yeah, in terms of Forex, the main pair that I'm watching is NZD CAD, which looks decent, but still needs a lot more time. So yeah, let's just be patient for this Monday, everyone. Stick to your plan, stick to your principles, and yeah, that's all I got for you today. I will catch you all in the next one. What's that? GBP USD. Okay, invalid range here. I wouldn't be looking to take this. FYI, if we get a sweep of extreme liquidity, I'm not interested because of how heavy this demand blow is. As I said, I wanted the opposite to happen. First, we mitigate demand, and then we come up, leaving behind that nice return to zone, which we can then short. Given the opposite has happened, I'm not interested in trading this here. That's it, guys. Thank you for listening, for being subscribed if you've made it this far, and I'll catch you all soon. Oos.